Geographic educators, my name is Mark Jackson. I am a 6th and 7th grade social studies teacher here at Rhoton Middle School in Norwalk, Connecticut. I am here today to tell you about my capstone project, which ties into not one but two projects, our human journey and our changing planet. Now, the reason I chose these two topics is because in 7th grade social studies, it ties into human geography and culture. What I have my students do at the beginning of the year is create a flag based on their nationalities. And what the students have to do is they create a flag that represents who they are. So it could be multiple flags, it could be one flag, two flags, up to four. And then I take the flags that the students design and I hang it around a world map. And this showcases the students' diversity in our classroom throughout the year. As an extension to this project, the students go to a site called the Heritage Wall here in Norwalk. With this site, students are able to look at the different nationalities that showcase the diversity of our city. And each year, students perform this scavenger hunt. And one of the questions that always sticks out to the students is, well, is your nationality represented? And because of the changing demographics in our city, this year I had a group of students come up to me and say, Mr. Jackson, my nationality isn't there. And one of the questions is, well, what can you do to get the wall updated? And typically students shied away from this question and they're just like, I can write a letter to the mayor. None of them ever followed through with it. This year I did have a group of students who were looking at solving this problem. How can we go about getting it updated? So it sparked their curiosity, and now it's also leading to them trying to solve a problem about updating the current demographics of our city. So the students communicated to the mayor and expressed their concerns, and the mayor agreed to meet with the students one day after school. So the students and I went to the mayor, the students expressed their concerns, the mayor gave the students the power to come up with a document about how the wall can be updated. And so he pointed the students in the direction of the director of Parks and Recs, who maintains the Heritage Wall. And so the director of Parks and Recs didn't have a lot of documentation. So he said, why don't you try the Historical Society or the Town Archives? So then that led to further investigation on behalf of the students. So another day after school, the students met with the head of the Town Archives, and they were able to gather through research all of the history that was written about the Heritage Wall. But come to find out, the students didn't realize there was very little written about it. And so it took the students 3 months of research and interviewing people that were part of the process of putting the wall up. And so after 3 months of interviews, research in the archives, internet exploration, using all of the tools that were available to them, they were able to construct a document that showcased not only the history of the wall, but how other cultures can go about getting it updated and putting a plaque on the wall that represented them. This document was showcased in the local newspaper. It was spread through social media. They were given kudos by the Historical Society, who also showcased the students' document. So that sense of empowerment really drove the students, and it showed the human journey of a project that was started back in 1983 with a former mayor of our city who also believed in the diversity of our city. So the students got a sense of looking at the world, not the world, but at least their town through a different lens. And this gave them a sense of pride because they were able to now create a document that future generations can use. The second project that I did was through my student council, which focused on eliminating single-use plastics bags in the city of Norwalk. And when you look at our changing planet, that's a constant problem. Single-use plastics, there's been countless movements about getting rid of it. And so the student council at my school was approached by Skip the Plastic to attend a common council meeting and basically just sit in on the whole process of looking at local government, how it works, how students can get involved for banning plastics. And it was just in a committee phase. Students had really no interest in speaking at the the Common Council meeting, but by the end of the meeting, I had two representatives went up and spoke on behalf of the school and about how the impact of single-use plastics can impact the Long Island Sound watershed. It passed at the committee level. Student council members came back for the final vote at the Common Council meeting, and during the public meetings or public speaking section, the students were empowered to speak on behalf of banning the plastic in the city of Norwalk, and their speeches really inspired the Common Council members to vote in favor of banning the plastic bags. There were two new Common Council members, and they said that the student speeches is really what persuaded them. The student speeches was showcased in the local newspaper, and now currently the Student Council is working on a recycling program to eliminate our carbon footprint on the environment. So students are looking at different trays that can be used versus the styrofoam trays, or getting rid of plastic utensils. So our changing planet and looking at it from a global perspective really inspired and empowered the Student Council to go about making a difference within our school. The National Geographic Framework has really helped me become a stronger educator by doing these two projects, and I feel that my own curiosity and observation of seeing how my students work on these types of projects, just by empowering them and taking a step back, has really made me a stronger teacher, and I really enjoyed working on this program. Thank you.